This meeting is being live streamed. Got it. Preparing. Setting it up. Your last chance to bail or say a naughty word. And I think we're live. Yes, we are.
Yay.
Excellent.
Oh, ho.
Cool. And one watching, but that's me. So,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Awesome. All right, so this is session 13 of Screaming for Vengeance, Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. And let's see, when last we left our intrepid heroes, you guys had just fought off an onslaught of pigmen, demon pigmen.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Devil picks.
Devil picked. Yes.
Devil picks. And you're traveling with Gorham, the merchant who, you guys have had a mutual agreement that he is going to be a guide for you to a certain extent, getting across the mountains and whatnot. And in exchange, you're going to kind of guide his caravan. He's got 4 wagons. He's had 8 men with him. Now he's got 7. As one bit the dust during this onslaught, in the middle of the night by these demon pig-picked men. And we kind of left you guys off there. It was still nighttime. You guys were kind of wondering what you should do next, but it's still dark. I think it was like the first watch where everything kind of took place. So you guys are, let me just share the content of where you guys are so we remember that. What's the right photo? There's so many photos on this thing now. Is it that one? No. I think could be this one. Let's find out. Yeah, no. Kind of. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, we're in the mountains between Calencia and Mount Fort.
Where you're trying to go is
Yeah.
Mount Fort. You're more like around this area here, because you just left Calencia. So yeah, you're kind of right in this area here. Let me erase that. Pick all that stuff out. Okay, yeah. So essentially, let me see if I can make this line a little bit smaller. All right, yeah. So you guys you're about there. And you decide you want to go to Mount Forp. The reason you decide you want to go to Mount Forp is to consult an oracle.
Of course.
To figure out
Seems
what
like-
we're going to do with the hammer, because,
Right. So Mount Forp is, the terrain is a little bit rough. If you're really hauling it, it's not like going through the mountains. You guys are used to, riding on the fields of all and the steps like that. So it'll probably take you about 3-ish days, 3, maybe 4 days, something like that, to cross over there. And Gorham recommends kind of skirting around the side here, because there are a bunch of villages in kind of between the mountains and at the base of the mountains, and where the steps actually start to hit. And he recommends that being the most the best trail to take. And you can kind of
villages, right?
Right. So there's a space where you can kind of ford the river and that sort of stuff. And of course, he's not doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He's going to make money one way or the other. So he's got goods to sell and what have you. So that's kind of where we're at as far as what your plan was. But it's still nighttime. And I believe you guys are all going to settle back and try to get a little bit more rest before you go out.
Right.
Yes, I would like to rest.
I don't want to tell you what to do. But okay. All right. So as you sleep, most of you sleep rather well, considering. Mizgit, not so much.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mizgit,
I forget about that. Yeah.
Mizgit, you have a particularly vivid dream tonight. As the excitement of the attack has kind of worn off, and you've kind of going back to sleep, and you're in this just rocky area. It's just flat rock as far as the eye can see, and there's kind of a mist, so you can't see terribly far, but there are robed figures, kind of in a ring around you, and you can see other ones, there's naked leaping figures of men, running, kind of doing rings around, or dancing around these figures with symbols of Azathoth. Not an actual depiction of Azathoth, because who could imagine how how awful that would be. But then they've got the same tattoos. There's some rather short, kind of deformed looking figures skulking around as well. And that deformed just their bodies look all wrong. Most of them don't have robes, but some of them are carrying hammers. And there's also some men, you might say, with the bodies of some kind of insect, but the head and the torso of men crawling around. And as this dream is going on, and you're watching all this, the hand that you have that ring on, that you took off the dead man, is like burning, especially
Like
where the
on
ring
fire, like torch.
is. It just
kinda-
it just feels it feels like this searing pain, and there's kind of some kind of summoning looks like is going on as well. Some kind of pentacle on the ground, and some of the figures are like summoning some kind of figure, and you can see like through that like fire and smoke. It's something. It's got some kind of like sort of a human head, but it's got horns, and it has 4 arms. It has like 2 giant arms and then 2 smaller arms, kind of almost coming right out of its chest, and the one thing you hear from the robe figures, one of the robe figures turns toward you. You can't see his face. And he says, "Bring the hammer to the plateau of Zen, Misfits." At that point, you wake up. And
If in the movie version Temple of Syrinx isn't playing in the background during that dream, I'd be disappointed.
of course it is. Of course it is. And as you wake up, like your finger with that ring on is burning. Just it's intense, tense pain.
Okay. We aren't far enough up in the mountains where we have snow, right?
Oh yeah, no, there's like snow,
Okay.
little bits. So it's kind of like not a lot, but it's cold here.
Okay.
It's just beginning of spring.
So if I'm just waking up with that startling feeling, I'll first try and take the ring off.
That's funny.
I figured as much. So
It doesn't move at all.
In unsuccessfully removing the ring, I run for. I start looking for a snowdrift or something.
Yeah, you're actually able to find a puddle of rather standing water. It's the first thing you come across, and you're going right past like some of the bodies of some of these slain demon men, and they all already seem to be decomposing, but not in like a normal fashion. They're just kind of almost like slowly turning to some kind of black liquid, and they smell horrific. And by this time, I imagine that Miz gets run for the some kind of cold water as woken you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to put my hand to stop that burning.
It's soothing a little bit, and it seems like the burning is fading.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something else. Feels like it goes right through your bone. It's just awful feeling.
Magpie, what the hell are you doing?
My hand, it hurts. It burns. It must be something from one of those foul beasts earlier.
You're gonna turn into a pig demon on us?
Oh, it still looked prettier than you.
That wasn't the question.
I hope not, but I trust yours will be the first blade to slit my throat if I do.
Wizards, so dramatic.
Did I recognize the anything other did I recognize anything in the dream from any of my history?
Not from your history as such. I mean, you definitely recognize the symbols of Azathoth themselves. Some of the men were tattooed in a very similar way to the men that you saw initially that stole the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing really jumped out of you other than that.
Okay. Yes, I mean, and you say the sensation is cooling off?
It's starting to cool off.
Okay.
It's starting to cool off. But yeah, the ring is definitely and right where it was very, very uncomfortable. Like kind of almost like you're being seared by a brand or something. But your skin, well, your hand seems to be fine. I mean, you can't really see the skin underneath the ring. It doesn't really appear to move enough for you to see the skin underneath.
I was gonna say, after cooling it off, am I able to, like, I'll try and pry at it.
No, it feels almost like you'd remove your finger.
Oh, okay.
Like it just kind of feels like it's fused. It's stuck there. It doesn't even spin around.
Okay. Well, as it cools off, like after it completely cools off, like I'll just pull it out of the pedal, and kind of just shake it off.
On your hands and knees, you have an excellent view of one of the corpses. And two odd things. One, there's nothing eating it. Like there's no flies, no like critters have come up and started to eat it. But of course, they smell horrible. However, at the same time, there's like movement like under the skin a little bit.
Is this?
You kind of almost like hear, like something like slurping or whatever. Like,
is it daylight already, or is this?
Yeah,
like
no, it's
late
daylight.
night?
It's daylight.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's daylight already.
Arngrim, Torsten, teacher, come on, look at this. This skin it's almost alive as it's decomposing. But I see no flies, no maggots, nothing to be decomposing it.
I grab a stick or something and poke at the writhing skin. What devilry is this?
Well, amazingly, it's the skin like tears like it's a corpse that's been bloated for a week, or 2 weeks, where the skin just gets really, really, easily to tear. And you see there's like a thing slithering inside it, like almost like a serpent or something. And this head pops up. And you can see this thing is probably about a foot long. It's got no eyes. It's got almost like this starfish kind of like, like cilia all around the head, like little wiggling sort of tentacles or whatever you might call them. And they're not super long. They're probably about an inch long or whatever. And it's got like kind of like these nasty, raspy sort of teeth, like arranged in a circle.
I guess something
And
else
it
would be-
looks up, kind of makes this little sound, and then burrows back down. And you can see it's not the only one inside this thing.
Grimmish blood. What manner of maggots are these? Let's set them on fire. I'll go get a brand from the fires that we lit on the previous night. So
Cool.
I also asked the caravan master, Gorham, are your men ready to move? We'd best leave this place.
Oh, they're ready. They're ready. The sooner we get going, the better.
I'll ask him too, like in that same light, if he's ever seen anything like this, like he's ever seen this level of foulness.
Not that I can recall. I mean, but then again, I've never seen any of them dead.
But you have
just try
seen
to
these
stay away.
beasts before.
Yeah. But they're never this far down. Usually in the Scarab Coast. They have a city up there, if you can believe that.
Get away from the infected. I'm over there checking the horses, making sure they're not being infested.
No, nothing seems to be, like these creatures don't seem to be bothering anything else except the corpses of these pigmen. And as Arngrim lights one on fire, you can hear the squeals of these things, and they start to abandon the corpse and just dig right straight into the ground.
Oh, geez.
This is a foul place.
We'll get no rest here.
We should just go.
Let
I'm
us
throwing
go.
myself up on the horse. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
let's move.
do the same.
All right, so Boog and Gorham and the rest of the men have no argument as far as getting out of here, this place. So as you start to ride, Gorham is pointing out on the map, like, hit this village here. We should be able to travel for might take us 2 days to get to the second one. But definitely a good village to trade at. but there is one not exactly at the base of Mount Fork, but adjacent to it. If you want to go consult your oracle, that's the place we should head to. I'm not going with you.
That's all right. That's all right. You have served us well, Gorm. You have kept your part of the bargain.
You've kept yours as well. And I think we would have been dead if it wasn't for you. So you're maybe cursed traveling companions, but you're useful. It gives you a little slap on the back.
All right.
So
Say our farewells.
let's see how the first day goes. As and you literally are traveling kind of like almost at the base of the mountains, and adjacent to the fields.
But we're still with him, right? This
Yeah.
isn't, yeah, okay.
No,
Okay.
he's guiding. You know, he's definitely, he knows where he's going, and he's at this point, he's ready to stay with you guys rather than go off on his own. And let us see. Oh, excellent. Day one. It's you've traveled most of the day, and it's about like I say midday, or not midday, but like the middle of the afternoon. I guess we call it like 4 or 5 o'clock. There's still light, unlike now in our part of the world. There's still some light, and you can hear almost like underneath you, like you're on a more elevated spot at this point. Where the trail is. You can hear the sound of like several people or something coming from, well, we can't really call it the north, but the direction you're going. You're heading in the direction of where you've been. You start to see a cloud of dust as these things are coming closer, or this troop or army or whatever it might be.
Is there any place where we can take cover?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's
Absolutely.
do it. Probably should whoever they are, we should let them pass by, hopefully without them noticing us.
And as they come closer, you realize it's probably about 100, maybe 120 of these same creatures,
Oh,
and they're kind of on a trot. They don't seem to notice you at all. They seem to be going in the direction of where you've come from at a good trot. And there's kind of like squealing and grunting and croaking and everything as they pass by. Dietrich, are you going to go jump out and attack them? No, don't do that. Well, you can do whatever you want.
what a rep, man! What a
Roll
rep.
some boulders down on them. Yeah.
We are playing with Dell, but okay.
That.
But there's a good amount of.
Yeah. There is precedent. This is why he's asking. There's precedent.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. That wasn't fair. But yeah, there's a bunch of them. It's clear there's a good chunk of them.
Oh, this is horrible. Yeah. And they're coming. And is there smoke on the horizon from where we
No,
to the village that we're going for?
no, there isn't.
This
Do they
boat's
seem to
ill.
have any captors or anything that they're?
Doesn't look like they have any prisoners, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
This boat's ill, friend Gorham. Yeah, if they're headed to where we were already, they might have raided the village we're headed to.
Yeah.
Speak the truth. You speak the truth. Now let's.
So we don't see any contraband or anything that they have.
No, it doesn't look like they're carrying anything else.
Okay.
Weapons, that sort of thing.
Well, let us be ready and hope that they pass us by, but be ready to ride if the need should arise. Stay close. If we need to gallop out of here, I'll carry you on my horse.
Okay, I'll do that. Leave all my wares behind. So
wares are your life. That's 100 of those devil picks.
Agreed. And his men don't look terribly happy either, but there's a bit of grumbling.
And I'm saying this to him quietly,
Right,
right?
right.
Because there's
Right.
only so much room in our horses, right? On our horses.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly. And the rest of that day goes uneventfully. This army passes by. You realize you're not going to be able to make it there in one day. Let us see about the next day. You're able, after a long day of travel, where Dietrich is able to, kill small game animals enough to feed you, showing off his monstrous hunting skills. You're able to make it to one of the villages that Gorm has pointed out. And there is instantly some vigorous trade going on. You realize that this village has not been hit. Nothing seems to have happened. Nobody's mentioned seeing anything either.
and it's a small place, right?
Yeah.
It's not a huge village.
No, probably like 400.
Okay, that's a sizable number. As we go in, I said, "Are you known in this town, friend Gorham?"
Oh yeah, I've traded by here. I mean, sometimes not for a year or so, but
I say you should. Do you know the aldermen in this village? Is there a council of elders or somebody who in charge that we might speak to? I think we need to warn them of what lies on the road back to Calencia. They could organize patrols or security. We don't know if those devil picks will wander this far.
that's truth. So he does actually end up introducing you to some of what passes for the leadership of the town. There's a mayor of sorts, a couple other men, but they're able to, they'll hear your story.
Right. So, when Gorham conducts introductions, I'll just warn them, right? 2 days ago, we fought a pack of these devil picts in the mountains. And not one day passed, we saw a large band, a war band of perhaps 100 strong. These creatures are vicious and quite deadly. So I would suggest that you rally your warriors and set them to make watch and send out scout patrols and be ready for when these devil picks come.
Well, they bring grim news, but it's an excellent idea. You've not brought trouble upon us, have you, Gorham? It's like, no, not trouble at all. As long as it doesn't follow you here. But it makes sense, barbarian. We will organize patrols. This is a hard life, a hard village. I think we should be all right. So thank you for the word.
You're welcome. There's enough people here where you should have enough warriors to watch. Strength of Grimmer be with you and aid you in protecting this place.
I thank you. Clasp your shoulders. Shares a drink, which burns like fire. Seems like you made a good impression. They're thankful for your warning.
Are there any trading posts here?
Yeah, I mean that's where Gorham was kind of going to trade with the various merchants and various people here. Not exactly a trade post, but I mean there's places. What are you looking for? Like what?
I'm looking for anybody who might be, let's say, that comes into town or comes through town, whether it's caravan or local trapper or anybody who might have ran in or been up to the northern area where they came from, passed further if the picks didn't harass this locale.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, if it just the surroundings basically.
What you're able to find is one old trapper, old Wilbur. He's you know, talking to, and he requires a little liquoring up.
Oh, I can do that.
Have to buy him a couple drinks. Let's see, I've seen him up a trapping up there, catching the goats, and I've seen him a couple of times. Them devil pick man coming down through there. More recently. Sometimes you see not a patrol. You just see him out there causing trouble or whatnot. You leave them alone. They leave you alone. Well, they don't see you. But I've been seeing them the last 2-3 months. Sometimes little squads of them. Not coming towards the village, so I don't pay them that much mind. But there's more. There's more. They keep it coming. Not a good thing. I told Sophie. Sophie said, "You don't worry about all that."
Sophie, is this your lady?
Yeah, indeed. She just said I've been drinking too much.
We'll have another one. I slapped him on his back. And, thanks for the word, friend. And stand up, and I go find my comrades.
He's looking at the other man. He's a good man. He's a good man. He is.
Yeah, I just let them know that they seem to be steering away from villages, but you know.
Well, this is one wonders then what might have driven them out of the mountains and have them come down this way.
Perhaps those things they're infested with.
Perhaps so. Perhaps it's just bad luck, or perhaps there's something up there driving them down. In any case, it's a good thing we've left those mountains behind.
If they're avoiding the towns as they come down, they have a goal. Otherwise, those bastards would be burning every village in their way, raping and pillaging.
What's driving them out? We're driving towards it. That's what I fear.
Maybe it's not something necessarily driving them down. What if it's something pulling them down?
It might be. As Torsten said, if they're not hitting every village in the way, and perhaps they're looking for something. In any case, I think we've done the best, all we can. Warn the villagers and keep moving. The sooner we leave this region, the better it'll be.
They seem to be amassing in the southern regions where our homeland is. That could be part and parcel of what we're seeing. An exodus, out of the mountains down to the Oracle.
There might be, but there's still leagues. We're still leagues away from our lands, from our ancestral lands.
Well, the Oracle may know. It's good we go see him. And I finish off a drink that I have. And throw the can down. Are we ready?
And
Can I didn't drink. Anyway, I throw the
man,
What is this, Game of Thrones?
I know.
What?
Yeah.
I throw
the PBR. There you go.
yeah, there you go. I crush it in
Awesome.
my hand and throw it down.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All righty. So, the next day, Gorham is ready to go. So we went to your oracle, at least to the base of Mount Fort. Have to go to the village of Wayfair. Once we're there, that's probably going to take us a couple days to get there. But once we're there, we should be able to go see your oracle. And I guess I'll wait for you.
Appreciate it. We appreciate your help. So if it doesn't interfere with your business, we'll be glad.
Not so far. I've done a brisk trade so far.
We'll be glad to see you again once we found the oracle. Suppose the villagers will have more information for us as to where to find it and what shape it might take.
You keep telling them about about the danger. I sold a tremendous amount of daggers just then.
Well, then it's all for the good.
All righty. So let's see how the next. Okay. The journey to Wayfair goes uneventfully. Once again, Mighty Dietrich is able to slay some deer,
Scour up
provide
some
excellent,
roadkill.
excellent eating.
Yeah.
And it's a tough area. You know, you can see the people here just kind of eke out a living, and that's about it. I mean, it's springtime, but you can just see this is a really hard region. These are really hard people. They're tough, but they're the kind of people that just kind of like burned by the wind, a little burned by the sun, even though there's not much of a sun except for that red bloated thing you have up in the air. But just the elements take their toll on these people, and it's just a hard life. It's a hard life, you can see here. So coming to the village of Wayfair, you can see it's a much larger village. It's probably about 700 people strong.
Damn. Metropolis.
Yeah.
Comparatively. Yeah.
And instantly, once you get in there, you can do some brisk trade. You can see Mount Fork in the distance. It's just kind of ominous, and it raises up, and there's just kind of a mist around it. And a few temples in the building, or I mean, in this village itself.
There's a few temples in the village. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will see if I can find a temple to Krimmer. If there is such a thing, because it's like the god of the people of the steppes, right? So I don't even know if they would have it.
Let's see. Is there
Temple
a
or
temple?
something.
Let's see. There is.
Excellent.
Oddly enough.
So,
Oddly enough,
so I will.
not a very big thing, but
So we've had some success hunting.
yeah.
Or if not, I'll buy. If we have a spare dead rabbit, and if not, I'll buy one in the village because we have some coin, and I'll take it to the temple to sacrifice to the god. And I will make my way there. See, I'll tell the guys I'm headed to the temple to offer sacrifice to Krimmer, and hopefully, whoever is priest or priestess there can point us, in the direction of our oracle. The mountain is visible from here, but where exactly to find an oracle, I'm sure they'll know. Will anyone come with me as well, or?
Brother Markram,
I'd shrug and we'll come along.
we don't know what magic lies in that hammer. Why don't we secure that here while you go into the temple?
What do you suggest? Do we leave it here in an inn? Are we taking? Yeah, I guess we're taking an inn, right?
Yeah.
If there is one.
Brother Dietrich, what if you and I stay here and Torsten and Arngrim go forward? Or go to the
I want
temple.
to scout out again.
The only hand among us that can wield it is Arngrim.
Yeah, if you wish to hide it from the priests of Krimmer.
Mhm. Yeah, there's no telling what evil presence is attached to that hammer, and you wouldn't want to walk in to Grimmer's house with something evil like that. So
But the hammer, but isn't the hammer the weapon of Krimmer?
It forged the sword of Krimmer.
Forged the sword of Krimmer. This hammer forged the sword of Krimmer? Right.
That's what they say.
It's a holy relic. I
I'm guessing the danger would be that if they know that you have it, they might want to try to claim it more.
They might want to
Not
claim it for
only a little-
themselves.
Mhm.
Speculation.
Well, perhaps we should go to the outskirts of town and bury it while we continue our business.
Mm.
Otherwise, you'd have to keep watch over it. And we don't want it stolen in this place.
No, absolutely not. And I fear that if we take it to the outskirts, we may see those pig things
Just keep it hidden.
again.
No one will take it from you, Angram.
Well, you make a good point.
I'm going to look for more information about the mountain, how we may traverse it.
Okay.
Oracle.
And
So
where you-
any
where you-
mountain man that come down to trade or whatnot.
Oh, okay.
So, but you'll stay with Misget to watch
But
the
he's coming
hammer,
along with
won't
me.
you? All right.
Yeah.
So, as long as you
Yeah,
keep
I'll
it safe,
understand
make
that
sure it's
now.
not
Mhm.
stolen. And so I take the hammer and hand it over to Misget.
You want to give it to Mizkit? Okay, well, I've already left, so.
It's big and heavy, but
Hmm.
as you
You-
wouldn't be able to wield it, but you can certainly hide it someplace.
Yeah,
or
I was
grab
gonna
it.
say, can I put it in my bag?
Something's shiny.
And your pack, it's big.
Yeah. But I'm just for
Yeah,
racing
it's kind of
straps, like,
sticking out, and it's heavy. You're just like, man, this thing
Yeah.
is big. I can't.
Yeah,
How's he,
I'd leave it with two barbarians.
how's he wield that thing? Jeez.
He falls
Okay.
down immediately.
So Arngrim, we'll go with Arngrim and Torsten to the temple of Grimmer. There's also a temple of Artemis here, the goddess of hunters and all that sort of stuff.
What about Yoon Death?
And this one to Satakwa as well.
Oh,
So
It's more than enough temples for a village to.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And they're small. I mean, they're not like a big thing,
Yeah.
but you can tell it is. Yeah. But yeah, at the temple of Grimmer, which is very small. You can see there's a priest that looks kind of bored. You can call him a priest, but when you come in and ready to get a sacrifice, he kind of straightens up and now you come to sacrifice to Grimmer.
Yes, we've come to offer the small sacrifice for his blessing.
I actually, Torsten's not as pious as Arngrim, so he's kind of thinks that this priest is just gonna eat the meat anyway. So he kind of leans by the door, stays by the door, arms crossed, because he's there more to watch to see if anybody's following them.
yeah.
That's why he came along. He's not really.
Security
Excellent, excellent. And is the rabbit dressed already?
I suppose it would be, right? Yeah.
Is it dressed or is it furry? Who you tell me.
wow.
I don't know what standard operating procedure when you catch these things. You skin them in the moment. I think you do, right?
No, I mean, no. A lot of these game animals, they let them hang for a few days. So the Jew back then, so the juices. I learned that reading Shogun.
Cool.
They would let them hang. I remember the Japanese people would think it was gross, and they would throw it out. And one of the gardener committed seppuku because they were throwing blackthorns.
I think a couple of years ago, I went on a trip and I bought a book about wilderness survival. But I never read it. I just asked Jose, and Jose knows. So,
Excellent. Excellent. So the priest instantly, skillfully takes out a knife and starts dressing this thing, and there's a brazier of coals. He's throw it on there already, and
so
it's
tell me,
Crom. Crom does not help us. Or criminal does not help us. He helps those. He smiles at those who take care of themselves.
well, perhaps he will smile down on us.
Because I had to look at this.
Oh, nice.
It's written by a
Nice.
former Green Beret who met him while he was doing the film.
Oh,
So they
cool.
hired him to write it. I just got it.
And he's already saying this thing is already because the smoke will be pleasing to his nostrils.
right. So tell me, priest, we've heard rumors of an oracle in on the slopes of Mount Thorpe.
So he spits on the ground.
Oh,
Oracle. Yeah, they say there's an oracle up there. There's a lot of things. It's an evil mountain. But I
Interesting.
believe many, many men come here to consult the oracle from time to time.
I see. And what can you tell us about this oracle?
I know not. Never come down. Many men go up to see the oracle. Not many come back. I myself do not know the way, nor do I care to know the way.
Do you know of anyone who's undertaken this journey and have returned successfully?
None that live here that have gone to consult the oracle themselves. I don't know of anyone in the village itself that has done so. However, there are some in the village that know more about it than I.
Mm.
I believe it's an evil place.
Who would you
Strange things happen upon that mountain.
Who would you recommend we talk to?
There's an old hag that talks about it to people.
And
Gladys.
Gladys?
Gladys Kravitz.
Where would we find this hag?
You can find her off at the marketplace. She sells trinkets.
do you know what gods this oracle serves? Or devils?
I do not know. Some say that she serves Artemis. Some say Apollo.
See.
I do not know.
Well, in that case, we thank you for your counsel and for your help in offering this sacrifice. And I take a couple of silver coins, 2 pieces of silver, and I'll hand it to the priest. Say a prayer for our journey, old man, and pray that Grimmer smiles down from his mountain on us.
I will. And he breaks off a piece of the rabbit. Starts eating. He goes, rabbit? Want some? It's still hot.
Now you enjoy that, as is your right, and so we will take our leave.
And
Right.
you already, like, as you're going out, you can already hear him laughing a little bit. You can sort of hear him muttering, damn fools, damn fools.
I look at the rabbit like I'm about to go and take a piece of it, and then I just shrug and follow Arngrim out.
Arngrim is the religious guy, right? So he's been working with a hammer, and he's like.
In the meantime, Dietrich.
Yeah,
What were you
made
doing?
myself to the tavern, and myself, I'm always garbed in hides and whatnot, and so I have a mountain-esque prairie, more look to me, but I'm looking for similar type individuals that might be hunters or trappers or anybody.
There's plenty over here. These people live off the land.
And I hope Misget is going with him, because we know what happens when Dietrich goes alone to drink at a tavern.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like Misget's totally bailed.
Yeah, Biscuit may have. And
10 people
I left there.
10 people died the last time Dietrich went drinking by himself. So I'm just saying.
A party.
That's what I call a party. Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm trying to do is find someone with similar ilk that I can,
there's plenty. There's definitely, at least a few men that look, very similar to you.
Okay, I'll look for a group of people that are sitting around at a table and see them walk up to the largest group. And may I sit with you?
And who are you?
I'm already pulling out the
Right,
chair,
right.
you know, and turning it around.
That's but like five guys. They're already kind of laughing, and they look like they've had a couple. And who are you?
Diedrich Unclar. And I spin the chair around and sit down facing the thing. And these men need more drink. And I call the bar wench, whatever, refill them. On me. I turn around and look at them. You know.
And one of the guys looks up. You can see her.
Yeah.
At that point.
A little information, if you please. My friends and I are headed up the mountain. And I make a gesture toward the largest mountain. And we've never been in this area before. You chaps look like you may have traveled around a good bit around in this area. Am I correct? And I kind of eye each one around the table.
Yeah, we do travel.
Any words of caution or bits of information I should know for safe journeys?
Were you indicating you were going up to Mount Fort, that mountain?
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the guys grabs your shoulders. I'm forward with you. Don't go.
I'll go. Well, why, sir? So foreboding. What is up there? I should not go there.
The mists, the lights, the strange noises.
Certainly a man should not be scared of things like that.
My grandmother used to say that the world's open there. Strange things came down, devoured whole villages, whole towns, each alive. And the other guy's like,
I know,
come on, that's what she was telling you. Yeah, frightened child. But I wouldn't go there either.
So you've not heard of an oracle that lives up there?
Oh, they say there's an oracle. Who
are they?
Oh, yeah, crazy Gladys. Other people come here every once in a while to go see the damn oracle.
Gladys. Who might she be?
The old hag in the marketplace.
She knows of this oracle?
Oh, yeah, she'll talk your ear off about the damn oracle. Yeah, she'll go up there yourself. She won't go. She's all talk.
I appreciate you. And I stand up and toss the wench the coin that she's bringing over to refill the rest of them. I nod to him and turn on my heel and walk out of the place toward the market.
You got to leave. We're still thirsty.
The road calls, my friend. And I give him wave my hand over my shoulder, so walk out.
Alrighty. Now what, people? Mizgit, what have you been doing all this time? Trying to fall over with a hammer in your backpack?
Trying to get
more or less. Where did Dietrich and I kind of separate?
You tell me.
Oh, okay.
He was heading for the tavern, so you know.
Okay. Heading from the tavern from the inn?
From the inn to the tavern, he talked to people, and now he's heading to the market. But at any point, you could have left.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I think after the market, I just kind of fade off. And let's see.
We haven't gotten to the market yet. We left the inn to the tavern, and then he's leaving the tavern to go to the market.
Oh, gotcha.
If you want to leave him before he goes to the tavern, or
they're leaving the temple. So.
Okay. Well, I'll head straight for the market then.
Try to sell that hammer.
I'll look for the
so you
shiny
guys
stuff.
reconvening through the magic of everybody hearing about the same woman.
Yeah.
Which is not not me leading you along. It's just that's the person that they would have told you to go see.
If everybody asks the same question, then I guess we
Yeah.
get the same answer. So
Yeah.
Going to that area, it's people are able to point out who she is, and she's got this whole stall of like the most bizarre looking trinkets, and jewelry and charms and fetishes.
Do
Some is
we
actually
all
quite well made.
do we all get there at the same time?
Of course.
Well,
You were slow plodding along with a hammer strapped to your back.
well, to be fair, do you want to get there before us?
I
or
kind
something?
of do.
okay, sure, then go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll ask around. Just in asking around, I assume I get pointed to the same lady.
Yeah.
Upon seeing her, I look around to make sure my party is not with me. And I ask her if she has seen something like my ring before.
Oh, let me see. And she grabs it. She's trying to take it off. It's a little stuck there. I got some butter and stuff to take this off. What's that? What is that? Obsidian? No, that's blacker than black. Oh,
Indeed.
I don't know if I've seen anything like that before. That's nice. Well, I fetch a pretty penny too.
If I could get it off, shy of severing my finger.
Well, that'd do it.
Yeah,
That'd do it, I bet.
I prefer to keep my digits, ma'am.
I'll be able to count to 10, huh?
Yeah.
You can always take your shoes off.
Have you ever heard of stories of jewelry that causes dreams?
Dreams? What kind of dreams? The spirits calling you, boy?
I wouldn't call them spirits, but creatures of inhuman existence.
Oh, human existence, he says. Oh, that's rich. That's good. You know what they say about dreamers, don't you?
No, what do they say?
Oh, you meant connected with the world of the spirit. Spirit's not always good, though.
Not particularly pleasant spirits to be connected with.
Well, did you have the dreams before the ring?
Not like this.
Then cut it off then.
Ma'am, would you as soon cut off your ring for some bad dreams?
Depends on how bad.
You make a fair point.
Yeah, I can say you won the match, and she's looking over and she's grabbed this other ring. This looks like to be about your size. You can put it on the other finger.
Oh, I think I shall pass just out of my luck with rings. But I thank you for your information. Is there any other trinket that you have encountered, or story or legend you've encountered that brings creatures of inhuman nature, mangled, partial man? Are there any stories of that in these parts?
She looks at her. You've been sniffing the lotus, boy. And she whacks you like, it's just a joke. I've heard of many things. Nothing like that, though. You're really troubled, aren't you? I've got this. I've got something just for you. And he pulls out this little fetish bag, and it's like, it's got the bones of a Formian shrew. This little shrew skull. And, an infant's lock of hair. This will keep away spirits.
It'll keep spirits away.
Oh, yeah.
If you could maybe tie some of those beads in with it. I think we could work something out.
Oh, of course, of course.
Anything is worth a shot, worth a try.
So she starts pulling all kinds of things. Well, you really need this too, and this chain. And she starts saying, she's assembling about like 2 gold worth of like stuff,
Okay.
like crazy amounts of stuff.
And I will pay it. I'll give her the.
And yeah, and she's like essentially selling you the equivalent of like a rabbit's foot and like all like every the evil eye, every known ward known to civilization to keep the spirits away in that bag. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, madam. I appreciate your candor.
So I suppose it's about this time the rest of the gentlemen wander up, as Mizgit now has just this amazing bundle of trinkets.
As I see him come up out of the corner of my eye, I turn and wave the bag at him. The shiny stuff,
Yeah.
catching there, intentionally.
Well, it seems fate smiles on us and sets our path to the same destination. We're here to speak to this woman.
As am I.
Have you bought some of her wares, Magpie?
Of course, she has such beautiful gemstones and charms. I would be a fool to pass up these things, and I'll kind of under my breath away from her. She doesn't seem, I don't know. She's a bit confused, I think.
Well, we've been led this far, and so I draw. When I just walk up to her and look at the trinkets and say, "What charm would you recommend, little grandmother, for luck and safe travels?"
Ah, for you, big boy. Luck and safe travels. And she pulls out some just really lurid, bodacious, like kind of charm of like this, kind of growling head figure, like kind of like a sort of almost like an amulet. This wards off evil spirits, bad luck, and syphilis. Pretty much it'll protect you from everything is what she's kind of getting.
No, he doesn't have to worry about that. What went through it,
And she finds that hilarious, just laughing.
So I will pay her price, and I'll say, tell us, little grandmother, we've heard that you know of the oracle in Mount Forp.
Oh, you do need luck. You do need like the oracle, yes. Amazing stuff. You seek the oracle. What do you seek the wisdom for?
We have questions about our fate. Tell us, little grandmother, is it a regular mountain or is it one of those fire mountains that I have heard in tales?
No fire, just lights, the mist. It's a radiance of the oracle. Their mighty power. Yes, they can tell you anything for a price.
What manner of price?
I don't know. Is money, service? Only the oracle will decide.
I see. And where does this oracle lie? At the summit, you say?
No, not at the summit. Not at the summit. No. It's like my great grandmother saw the oracle many years ago. She starts to like take out this figure of the mountain because you can see the mountain. And she's on this path here and then over around on the westmost side. She goes. She's telling him it's probably like it boils down to being about like a third of the way up the mountain. And she's giving you directions to like a cave and the whole sort of thing. So she's kind of explaining how to get there.
And
Treacherous.
This oracle is a man or a woman?
My great grandmother said it was a woman.
Ah,
Only women can be so wise.
Or a
Men are
So aged.
foolish.
she.
What was that?
So aged. Your great grandmother saw her. She still
did.
lives up in yonder mountain.
Still lives.
Ah,
Men go to seek her power, her wisdom. Many come. Only a few come back.
I do not see it happening. The same foolishness was spoken in the bar. Lights, mist. Seems like stories that are told to children by your great grandmother to keep them
Oh,
away
you
from the
watch them.
mountain.
You watch the mountain, you will see.
Do you know what gods or demons this oracle serves?
Oh, I don't know if she serves gods, demons, or something else.
Herself.
And
She
tell
may
us,
serve herself.
little grandmother, what your ancestors sought were the answers she was given. Did the oracle speak true to her?
I believe she did. She asked for children. She asked for wealth. She asked for a long life. She said she got all those things.
So I look at the others and I go,
Well, there's not much wealth left now. I wouldn't be running this stall, but she had many grandchildren, many great grandchildren. Most are dead.
Do you know if there are any particular offerings that the oracle favors? Or does she ask somebody for a different price? Everybody for a different price?
I believe she asked my great grandmother for service. Others I heard she has taken money from or game. I do not know. My great grandmother never said what service she had to perform.
at least we have a direction to go in now. And, some idea of what the price is or could be. But most encouraging of all is the fact that it seems the words the oracle speaks are true.
Well, very true. Very true.
And do you know why some people don't come back? Is there some sort of guardian to this oracle?
No, perhaps they're unwilling to pay the price. Perhaps they could not handle the truth.
Ah,
Perhaps they angered the oracle. I do not know. Perhaps they were found unworthy. Who can say?
I see.
We've come this far.
Thank you
We
for
must face
your
her.
thank you for your aid and for your wisdom, little grandmother. I feel our purpose is strong enough to grant us safe passage, I should
What
think.
about your two angry looking friends? Surely you need some protection. There must be something here that interests you.
All right, so I take a gold coin from my pocket and I say, "Your blessing is enough, grandmother." And I toss it to her.
Oh, thank you. You will be favored by the oracle. Yes, yes. She bites the coin.
I reach in my one of my little pouches and pull out some ferret teeth and lay it across the her stand and push them toward her.
Some what?
Ferret teeth.
Parrot teeth. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
that's
he,
what I
I was
thought
saying,
you
he
said.
pulls out a parakeet. And it's like, wait a minute.
I thought it said paracrete. And I'm like,
Oh, okay, that's it.
I wanted a cracker.
Ferret teeth.
She calls me cracker. Yeah.
And she's like, the oracle cannot bless everyone. Perhaps you will. Not all survive who go to see the oracle.
this is my favorite oracle.
I think this explains why Dell has the luck that he has usually. He's not favored by the oracles. That's a general rule, right?
Ferret teeth.
Ferret
That's
teeth.
awesome. That's awesome.
Lamb across them.
All right. Ferret teeth.
Uh,
So what do you do now?
Oh, I've already turned on my heel and left. As far as
yeah, I think we
going back to the inn, I'm gonna check on the horses at the stable. And I am in the mode that we're saddling up and heading out.
I say we rest for a night at least, recover our strength from the wilderness, and
The other thing is, we don't know how much climbing we might have to do. We don't know if we should maybe make sure we have ropes and
right. I need
and pythons.
and I need some rest because I am at 19 hit points. I'd forgotten, and it's been 2 nights. Maybe I recovered.
Oh yeah, it's been more than that. I mean, you guys should be up.
Yeah.
It's been a few days, so you guys should be up to full.
No,
Yeah, I'm up to my 4. After, I checked on the horses or whatever like that, and I don't see anybody following suit. I'll make my way back in the inn and grab me a pint.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Keep throwing the cans in the fire. No, but I'll just turn in for the night as well.
Right.
He's right about the climbing gear.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Good
Gorm has tremendous rope from Palencia. The rest of the pythons and stuff like that easily acquired in this town.
Okay.
And some people kind of cluck and shake their heads, when they kind of get the idea that you're going to go see the oracle. Other people, think that's awesome. Just they're glad it's not them.
yeah, climbing gear and replenish arrows and stuff like that.
And Dietrich, on your way back from the tavern, you have to walk outside, and sure enough, in the direction of Mount Thorpe, you do see kind of greenish lights in the top of it. Could just be lightning. It's kind of greenish though. Odd.
Green light.
Almost
Well,
kind of like sheet lightning or something, but just green.
It stops me for a second, but I'll wave it off. That I've been affected by these stories, and then make my way to the inn.
Sounds sensible. So, you guys heading up?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And let me know, I know it's going to, we probably got a half hour left unless you guys want to cut it now. But,
Oh,
Yeah, I'm ready to get up the
Go.
mountain.
okay.
I
going
would
up
say,
the
yeah.
mountain.
It's on Aloy and Jose, how they're feeling.
Let's go 15 more minutes.
With the difference.
Okay, cool. So, going up Mount Thorpe, it takes you a couple days just to get to the base, because the ground starts to get a little bit, a day and a half to get up to the base of it, and it's rough going, but there is a pass. People have been up here. It's not it's not maintained or anything like that. But everything this woman has told you about this landmark, this next landmark, it's all true. So you're able to start to climb up, there. And there's some parts where you actually, definitely do have to do some climbing. But you've had
I'm
to leave
looking
your
for
horse.
wildlife signs of it.
Oh yeah, there's definitely wildlife here.
Okay.
Definitely some wildlife here. Are you leaving your horses at the base, that kind of thing, or there's a point
Yeah.
when like you're not going to be able to take them up entirely?
Correct.
Have we seen the lights at night? You said something about lights.
You have at night. Sometimes it is kind of green. There are some greenish lights, and there's definitely mist obscuring a good chunk of the mountain at times. Seems like be prone to like lots of fog and what have you. So you're about halfway up to where you need to get. And, after climbing for a good day and a half or so. And let's do this.
Or is it trail light? Do we need
A
to
lot of
be
it's trail. A lot of it's
positioned?
trail like. A
Okay.
couple spots where rope helps, but it's not like like I said. There's passes. There's just like, it's
You don't want to get lost in the
somewhat,
mist.
yeah,
Separate.
somewhat arduous.
Okay.
But it's right around the second day that as you're climbing, you kind of hear this kind of bizarre growl coming from behind some of the rocks, and you realize there's some large creature right in the vicinity, because you can hear rocks and things moving and being pushed aside and scuttling, and it's very strange. Like you've never heard a sound quite like this before, Dietrich.
Okay.
By now, I'm assuming Arngrim has custody of the hammer again.
Yeah,
Just to
I'm
be clear.
assuming.
Okay.
And
I've got alertness, which is -1 surprise as far as that. So whenever I don't act surprised when I hear this, but I'll kind of pat the horse down, keep him calm or whatever.
the horses are gone.
And
Oh,
we
yeah,
left
yeah,
them. We left them at the base.
You're right. You're right.
But you can tell
I'll
Boog to be calm.
yeah. I'll tell Boog to stay calm and whisper amongst the guys, to be alert about what where the voice is coming from, so everybody can be at the ready, basically.
And you get a distinct feeling, Dietrich, having done this a lot, that you're being hunted.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is not coming out, jumping out at you, but is just kind of clearly
Stalking
waiting.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let them know we're being followed. And to be at the ready. Now, this is from behind us, following up the thing, So I'm going to have my net and my spear at the ready.
You want to try and set a trap for them?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Whatever it is not exactly entirely behind you, but it's kind of to the side behind other rocks and what have you, because it is a very just, the geography of this
It's
area
just
is
skirting from rock to rock and whatever behind us being hidden.
well, scurrying is probably the wrong word. Whatever it is, it sounds like it's pretty big.
Big to
Oh,
scary. Yeah.
Well, if we're near a ledge or whatever like that, maybe we can, I'm telling this to other guys, we'll be, if brace yourself for any kind of attack, and we may need to push it over the ledge or take it over the ledge. If it comes to us, it's pretty heavy.
And you're getting the feeling too, as you're like listening, that this thing is trying to get to high ground.
Remember that Jose and I are only surprised on the 1d6, just in case.
Right.
So the impression is that the guy's trying to get the high ground.
Yeah.
There is advantage, if he does that.
Well, then all my barbaric instincts say we run. We try to make sure it doesn't beat us.
Right.
Because it might.
They'll give it plenty of time to.
It might be something that can throw rocks at us or something.
Right. So
you're gonna start running?
Running, or at least going as fast as we can up the hill.
Yeah,
Okay.
at a good trot. That's good.
And what's your speed?
20.
Well, the barbarians
It's a little
are
bit faster.
Yeah,
50.
yeah, we can move at 50, but we move, I guess, as fast as the slowest guy, right? Because we're not gonna leave him behind.
Right. So
Wait.
theoretically, we move much faster, but
Well, yeah, you don't have to be faster than the creature. You
Right.
just have to be
just
faster
have
than
to be
Miska.
faster than Misket. Yeah.
Okay. So once you start taking off running, this thing like really starts lumbering out like now because it's seeing its quarry try to make a break for it. So you never seen anything quite like this. It's got to be I don't know how long it would be. I mean, if it stood upright, it would have to be at least 10 feet tall. But it's running on all fours. It's shaggy, covered with kind of like whitish fur. And it's like one of the most monstrous bears you've ever seen, with one exception. It's got this giant beak.
Nice.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
And just like the paws are incredible. But the thing is like lumbering, like on all fours, like.
And by nice, I mean we're dead. But yeah.
This thing is lumbering at you. Is there anybody that has a speed of 40 or less right now?
My speed's 40.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my speed right now as far as the location.
I'm hoping it's 40.
It's eight. It's 80 if I'm running.
Okay.
Where's it located on the
Movement next to your armor class and shield.
Oh, okay. Yes, 40.
Hey, cool.
I had my thumb over it.
And that's with your armor and everything?
Well, yeah,
Here
I've just got
comes.
Yeah.
I've got leather hides. Studded
Okay.
leather, basically as sides.
Okay, this giant creature is running after you now, and it's kind of running on this like diagonal angle towards you. It's becoming apparent you're not going to be able to get away entirely.
Well, I will say that what I had did with I'm turning around once I hear it coming at me. Trying to slip to the side and have my net ready to try to do a capture with the spear as well. But so that would kind of be a fighting retreat in a way. So
Okay.
yeah, it's going to be half of that.
Is anybody else turning,
So-
or everybody else still going?
No, so if he's pulling out his net like he did last time, I'm actually gonna set up with my spike staff to receive the charge. So then the net slows him down a little bit and then into my staff.
Yep.
Anybody else doing anything?
Oh yeah, we're not gonna leave these guys behind.
I will try to seize the high ground, right? And then. Oh.
So the two barbarians are trying to seize the high ground. The other two guys are making a stand. Is that?
Well, no,
No.
they turn around, so we at least
Yeah,
try to
okay.
run a little bit up and then come down, right? So that we're at least charging from uphill to downhill. Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. So this thing sees everything, going on, sees that, you getting ready, and just stops just out of reach and rears up on its hind legs and lets out this incredible screech.
Jeez. Not
But
good.
you realize it's not stupid enough to run right into you doing that. You can see the scars on this beast, and Dietrich especially, you would realize this creature, this is not his first encounter with men. You see the telltale wounds on this creature of spears and arrows and stuff like that. But it seems like this creature
I
has
mimic
survived.
I mimic the same display of power, and I throw out my arms and yell too, and shake my spear in the net.
All
Throwing
right.
it.
When you do that, this thing slams down on its forepaws again, and just right looking right at you, just like lets out this like mighty roar out of its beak. So it's like literally answering your challenge. And I wish I could make the sound, but we're talking like King Kong movie when it just bellows at something else. And it's just
Okay.
deafening. It's
Oh,
deafening.
yeah. I don't want to break down. I'm doing the same thing.
How far away is this thing?
It's
Dietrich?
just out of reach. So it's about like 12 feet away.
About 12 feet away?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just probably petrified in fear. But
Oh,
I know if I
Oh,
turn
yeah.
around and run, it's going to get me. So I back it
and-
down.
And when it was on its hind legs, about how much taller was it than we were?
Well, it's like
And then we are.
10, it's like 10 feet tall. So a good 4 feet at least.
Dietrich, how tall are you?
Oh, I'm just 5'8".
Damn.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's in heels.
So before, but here, I'll still do this. So after we get the deafening screech from what I assume is an owl bear.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Certainly, it's a
will-
combination of these two creatures.
I will target Dietrich with enlargement,
There you go.
torture of women and cliff dweller, and husband of giantess. And I just kind of wrap my staff down, and Dietrich grows 1.5 times his normal size.
Nice.
And
That
hopefully he picks
is-
up what he's supposed to do.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dietrich expands.
So yeah, now he's like 6 feet tall. I know, but
ah,
Oh, that's awful.
ah.
Well,
And Dietrich is
I was
Dietrich is
5'8",
closer.
so-
Yeah. Okay, so he's close to like 8.5, 9, 9 feet
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
So not small.
I'm trying to use.
well,
the,
and the
talk,
yeah, and the creature just sees him grow.
Right.
Hopefully it knows enough to run away from something that physically grows at him.
I don't know. Let's see. Does this thing run away? No, as a matter of fact, it doesn't.
Well, that's a good place to check for morale, because Dietrich specifically said he was
Oh.
doing the intimidation thing,
Yep.
and now he's
Yeah.
grown. So,
Oh, yeah.
so
I checked for morale.
that's a good
Yeah.
call. Yeah, it didn't work, but it's a good call.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he said he ran.
Oh wait, the owl bear turned.
Yeah.
Oh no, it didn't. No, it didn't.
No,
I
no,
thought.
no.
Oh, okay.
honestly, guys,
Gotcha.
if you guys are jockeying for a position to do a pincer move on him or flanking, I'm giving y'all some time too.
Right.
If I can just keep him at bay.
Yeah,
for a
we're
little
we're posturing.
Right.
So,
that's a good idea.
Just so you're aware, Dietrich, your stuff. For one full turn, you gain 50% damage bonus to all attacks.
Nice.
Gotcha.
But unfortunately, I think we're fading by now, so maybe we should leave the battle for next. We'll start with a
We
bang.
should. All right.
Yeah.
But I want both of my barbarians to roll d6.
D6. Hang on. Where is the dice can? There it is.
2.
Do it. For
Okay,
Four.
good. Well, you guys hear the thing behind you.
Oh no!
The other owl bear behind you.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
would
God,
be
they're doing the same
The
thing.
other owl bear, because they're not stupid. This one's smaller, somewhat, but it's you hear it behind you, and as you turn around, it makes that same cry, and rears up on its hind legs.
Rears up.
Oh my God. Rock in a hard place.
Oh my God, this got
Yeah,
exponentially worse right now.
it was up there waiting for us either
Awesome.
way.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm waiting for Dietrich to start doing the display now. These big like and smash.
And suddenly a second owl bear, Rhea's up behind him as he's doing the.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm just having this vision of like Dietrich like running and grabbing the owl bear and them just grappling and rolling around and around.
I just need a holocaust cloak.
Yeah, and he's doing that, and the one that pops up behind is probably bigger than the one in front. So
Oh, that's a little small.
No, thankfully it is smaller.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good. That's a good place as any to end.
Mhm.
Like a good
Yeah.
Finger, yeah.
And certain doom.
Right. And I was really thinking you guys would get to the Oracle. You know, I was like, that's what I was. You know, but this is pretty good too.
Almost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this will be fun.
Well,
Yeah, and
if
this is good time. Hey,
if you make it.
yeah. Oh geez.
Yeah.
Why you gotta be like that?
Well, it's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad situation, actually. You know,
Yeah.
it's as bad as some of the other things I could have rolled up on the random table, but you know, pretty bad.
Nothing is for certain. Except death.
Yeah.
Which may be coming real soon.
Yeah.
So we'll
I'm gonna start to. And Boog's looking around, thinking, "Yeah, maybe this is why a lot of people didn't come back." After the Oracle, maybe
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, no
All
joke.
those skeletons in their cave. Yeah. They live in the Oracle's cave, I bet.
Oh goodness.
You've been long dead. Oh, go see the Oracle, they said.
It'll be fine.
It'll
they
be
said.
fine. It'll be fun. Adventure, you know, the wilderness. It's starting to sound. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice vacation.
All right, guys.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Let's call it
Yeah.
a night.
Well, good
Yeah.
night. Thanks for running this, Ivan.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, fellas.
Yep. All right. Y'all
Congratulations
say,
again. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
hey,
Congratulations, Pappy.
oh yes, congratulations. Jose, Eloy, do you guys have a coquito recipe? A good
Hey,
one?
Hey, what?
A
Coquito
co-
recipe?
Yeah, I gotta make coquito tonight.
Uh,
I've become the supplier for the office.
no, I'll check. I may have my mom's around because we usually don't make it. We usually buy it, but I think I have
Oh,
my
okay.
mom's around. I'll see if I can get it to you.
Jeez, of all the people that I would expect to have one already.
Yeah. I think I have one. We don't make it. We just go buy it. But
Yeah.
Right on.
For me, usually the patients, you know, it's rare that the Christmas season goes by and I don't get 6 or 7 bottles,
bottles, right?
right? Because
Yeah.
the patient, that's
Mhm.
something the patients will bring.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I can imagine.
So.
Yeah, up here, not so much.
Yeah.
We gotta drift from person to person who actually knows what it is.
To start to begin with, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was mad at a lot of friends because I have met a good handful of people from Puerto Rico and not a damn one of them told me about coquito.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I only recently found out about like the last 3 or 4 years.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Coquito is like eggnog, but coconut
But-
flavored.
Yeah, and way better.
Oh yeah,
Do they
it's better.
actually,
All around way better.
But,
do they
but
actually
just
make
to-
it out of?
just to give you the context, the basic concept. So it's a milky coconut drink made with like condensed milk and coconut, and it's the traditional one is done with moonshine rum, right? With illegal
Mhm.
moonshine rum.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yeah,
I was hoping
I
it
put
was
a
actually made out of coquille, you know, but
no, thing is,
It's a coincidence. It's a
right, no,
coincidence.
coconut in Spanish is coco, C-O-C-O. So coquito means small coconut.
Little coconut. Yeah.
excellent.
Yep.
All righty, guys. That
All
was
right.
fun.
All right. Yep.
Be
Oh,
right
that
back.
was real good.
All right.
Yeah. Enjoyed it.
All right.
That's
Y'all
right.
take care of yourselves.
Take care, guys.
And